Okay, so Councilman Buckwalter has been involved in local government in the borough of Phoenixville. 6 of the most recent years as a zoning hearing board member, the last 3 as the chair. The past 8 years he has served as a borough councilman. He was initially appointed to council in 2002, elected in 2003, and re-elected again in 2007. Councilman Buckwalter owns and operates a small business on the main line in Malvern that was established in 1970. He's worked in numerous volunteer capacities over the years, including Phoenixville Emergency Operations Center, Public Safety Board, Zoning Hearing Board, County Children and Youth Services, and multiple fire companies. He attended Great Valley Schools, Brandywine College, and Immaculata University. Councilman Buckwalter currently resides in Phoenixville with his wife of 34 years and has 2 children. The 157th Legislative District consists of Phoenixville, Schuylkill Township, Tredyffrin Township in Chester County, and parts of Lower Providence Township and West Norton Township in Montgomery County. Ken Buckwalter.
Okay. I'm Ken Buckwalter, and I'm seeking to become the representative of the 157th District. And before we begin, I want to thank you for inviting me to appear before your group. I also want to thank you all for taking an interest in our government. Excuse me. We need more people participating in the political process, as you well know, and this type of commitment to our government and our freedoms made our country great and keeps it strong. So thank you for your involvement. I would like to tell you a little about myself. I've lived in this area for more than 50 years. I'm a business owner. I'm an elected councilman in Phoenixville, and I have a wonderful family. I believe in community service and giving back to the community. When I'm asked why do I want to go to Harrisburg, the answer is simple. I want to represent my neighbors and you, and make sure the state government serves the people and not just the privileged few in Harrisburg. The economy makes it vital that every tax dollar is spent wisely, and too many people are out of work and families are struggling to waste our resources. In my time talking with residents, I find many concerns about state government. I'm listening, and I vow to do what I can to make the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania a better place to live. That is why I am committed to economic growth, entrepreneurship, personal liberty, and responsible spending.
Thank you. So, you touched on that, on why you want this job and why you're the best person for this job. And maybe talk a little bit like what makes you the best person for this job as opposed to your opponent.
I don't know much about my opponent, so all I can do is talk about myself. And I have been in public service as a borough councilman for the past 8 years, and one of the I can't say one of the things, but what I really like about the job is that I'm able to meet a lot of people. I'm able to be there to help them. Anytime that you have an issue with government, who do you call? And fortunately, people in my ward, Phoenixville is broken down into 4 wards. And people within my ward will call me, and I thank them for asking for my help. I like to be approachable from that standpoint because Chris said, no problem, and I thanked him profusely because it made me look good.
Very good, that's a good story. So what would you specifically do to restore the financial stability of the students?
Well, that's a good question, and I'm not going to be in there like a dirty Harry the first day trying to take care of it. But I was just talking with some folks the other night. As we all, maybe most of you know, Pennsylvania's current budget stripped out every bit of reserve that we have. And one of the big areas, it stripped out $100 million, which was set aside for, as I understand it, doctor contributed money to, I guess it was or malpractice and that kind of thing. We had an exodus of gynecologists leave the state, And the doctors set up a fund, and it was about $100 million, and part of that, all of that $100 million was taken to balance this year's budget. So the person that was telling me this, and I said, I need to see that letter. He was seeing his doctor, and the doctors feel as if the governor stole their money. And I saw that it was $100 million, and it didn't strike me as to what that money was until this was just Wednesday night. He said that this was $100 million stolen from the doctors, and to balance a budget. I think we need to get on to responsible spending in order to start to realize how to control the cost. It's a very complicated problem, and I don't know that I have any one answer. The pensions are going to be a major problem. So with that, it's people probably are asking, why do you want to go into this when you have such a mess? But I feel as though my conservative values can lend, something to the debate, and hopefully, bring some sanity to the spending.